Hello everybody, Izzy here, and welcome to my iWinnedAgain channel. This is part 2 of my 3-part mini-series where I will be discussing the ending of Fallout 4. I will be sharing with you my feelings on Kellogg and Shaun. First up, I'll talk about Kellogg. Seeing Kellogg's life unfold during the memory den, Kellogg's narrative was just so deep and tragic. I really ended up feeling a pity and compassion for the guy. And the fact that they show you this after you already killed him was just the most amazing thing. I remember feeling a deep regretting that I had killed him, wishing that I could talk to him more. His death ended up feeling like a tragic loss to me, which was quite bizarre, seeing that he was the one that shot my husband right in front of my face. And that line during the memory sequence where Kellogg shared his definition of what he believes happiness to be, that line, what he had spoken, will haunt me for a really long time. And now, about meeting my elderly son, Shaun. I found Shaun to be incredibly complex. And eventually, he became very dear to me as well. And that was based on things that he had did and said, and I came to realize that he truly believed that he had humanity's best interests at heart. I remember the rooftop conversation that I had had with Shaun, and during that conversation, he had told me that was his first time on the surface. And in my game, I had chosen to warn the Brotherhood and the Railroad that the Institute was coming to claim those renegade scents. And it was amazing listening to Shaun basically spell it out for me during that conversation, that he knew that I had betrayed him. And then just mere minutes later, I listened to him when we were in the meeting with the Institute Directorate. He informed all of them that he was naming me his successor and new leader of the Institute. It was like he had this loyalty to me just because I was his parent. And that loyalty was greater than any discovery that he might make, that I didn't have his back at all. And it was evident that Shaun had been extensively brainwashed by the Institute, because in that same rooftop conversation, he had told me that he released me from the cryogenic chambers as an experiment to see if I could survive and even maybe find him. So many times during the conversations with Shaun, he did this kind of alternating between warmth and coldness and back to warmth again. And I don't think that he ever realized this about himself. I don't think he realized just how conflicted he was. And his tone when he spoke to me was always so matter of fact. I think that all the brainwashing had scarred his emotional capacity and his ability to feel. And yet, I could always see him trying. And his warm side would seep through again. And it always was very heartwarming when I would see his warm side prevail. In my game, I ended up blowing up the Institute. And I had ran into Shaun right after the railroad and I had rigged the Institute to blow. And that conversation that I had with Shaun was very sad. I remember passing a certain charisma check where Shaun ended up giving me the password to his terminal, which was him basically helping me to betray him, just so that I might be able to save additional lives, even though he was gonna die anyway. And this made me really respect and admire Shaun. And the real punch to the gut came at the very end of the game when little boy Synth Shaun handed me a holotape from elderly Shaun where he asks me to take care of the little boy Synth. Elderly Shaun knows that he is about to die. He knows that I betrayed him utterly. And yet, he reprograms the little synth boy to believe that I am his mother. And the only possible reason that elderly Shaun would do this is for the happiness of me as parent and of the little simp boy. And I really felt that one, because it showed me that Shaun was capable of real love. And that just left me even more heartbroken over Shaun than I already was. And the fact that I had betrayed him became like a knife in my heart. Alright guys, that's it for now. I'll be back to talk more about the ending of Fallout 4. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye bye.